And we say good morning to you. We're broadcasting live. We're here at Food City in Elizabethton on a Food City Friday. It's game day. Cyclones taking on number 2 ranked. Hello, sir, like you had. Anderson County Mavericks tonight. It's game day. We'll go on air to broadcast 7 o'clock, video and audio. Looking forward to doing that. We're here loaded for bear, and ready to go here at Food City. In Elizabethton, big weekend sale going on, deals for days, and we're going to tell you all about what's on sale. We got the ladies from the Florida Department will come over here, some absolutely gorgeous things. It's the second day of fall, first full day of fall. How about this right here? This is one. Blessed. We are. How about that? We are blessed. Goodness, look at that. That's a little kind of a ceramic pumpkin. Excuse me. Here's a kitty cat that's a pumpkin. Looks like a kitty cat. How about that? It's a good little cute little gift. Put it on the porch or put it anywhere, on your mantle, wherever. So, anyway, got a lot of stuff to talk about. A lot of sports going on. It's a big night in high school football. And we'll tell you all about that. Doug Fritz will be along to help do the picking panel. And here is the deals for days. Here's some of the things going on for sale or on sale. Honeycrisp apples for $1.99 today at all Food Cities today and tomorrow. The apple sty cake bakery fresh $5.99 today and tomorrow. Coca-Cola products, you're a Coke drinker. It's 6-pack, 16-ounce bottles, 4 for $12. Also, you have Hormel Black Label Bacon, 12-ounce package for $3.99. That's a smoking deal there. Blueberries, buy one, get one free. Then invite me over and make some blueberry pancakes. I'd love to have some. All that coming up right here again. We are live again at Food City in Elizabeth. Let's get it started as we always do. Here are the Kingdom Airs out of Dollywood with the national anthem of the greatest country in the world on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
1, 2. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
There we go. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, our first guest. He's here. Can't be here for a while, or for a little while. Can't be here for long, I should say. He's got to get trucking. There he is, our buddy Andrew McKeon, the president of Carter County Bank. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. It's been enjoyed being here for the few minutes. I've already seen 3 or 4 people I hadn't seen in a few years. It's been great.
It's like traveling with Elvis, this guy. I mean, this guy's got people. What was tell the story of the lady you haven't seen her in 30 years?
Yeah, Marie Johnson. I worked with her when I was 16 years old. I loaded trucks and sorted sweaters, working for my aunt and uncle. And Marie worked down there, and hadn't seen her since I got out of high school and went on to college, and left that job and ran into her over there and caught up real quick in 5 or 10 minutes.
Right here in Food City.
Yes, sir.
You just never know. No. Just never know.
It's great.
All right, your Braves, game and a half down now. They lose yesterday. The Mets are off. So Soroka's not coming back. Azuna is hurt, if I read that correctly.
Acuna's hurt.
I'm sorry, Acuna. What did I say, Azuna?
Yeah, Azuna, he's the one that makes bad decisions.
He makes bad decisions. So Acuna's hurt.
Yeah.
And then Spencer, they're going to hold him off. He's got a strained oblique.
Yeah.
So for us non-doctors, where's your oblique? Your stomach or your arm?
Stomach, back. Yeah, I don't know. I never had to strain an oblique because I didn't do enough sit-ups to have obliques. So
I didn't play enough to strain my oblique.
you cannot strain fat.
No, when you're sitting on the bench with a clipboard and a pencil, you can't really
You
worry about
shouldn't. Yeah, unless there's a line drive at you and you react and jab yourself in the eye. That's about it.
Oh, Lordy.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Braves, game and a half out, and so they're trying to bring it down the home stretch and try and nail this thing down. Can they do it?
Yeah, I still like where we're at. We're playing good baseball. I mean, I heard a stat the other day. I don't know. Since June 1st, we've got the best record ever in whatever 90-game span for a Braves team. They're playing really well. If they continue to play well, obviously losing 1-0 last night to the Phillies, that didn't help. I'd like to cut that lead. At least when we get to the 3-game set with the Mets, I'd like to be even. Tied for first, 1-game lead. So that we control our own destiny. So I'd like to be in that position, and then let the cards fall where they may.
Yep. Doug Fritz joins at the bottom of the hour by phone, and we'll do the picking panel for all the big games tonight. We've got one down the road in Anderson County, the Mavericks and the Cyclones. Got a big one in Kingsport, Greenville and Dobbins Minute, both unbeaten. Those are two big ones. Maryville comes to Science Hill. That's a big one, so we'll let him break those down. The wild card right now, Atlanta, San Diego, the Phillies, and that order Milwaukee's all of a sudden kind of caught fire, and they're kind of hanging around for the other wild card spot. But the top three right now would be the Braves, the Padres, and the Phillies. And then in the American League, Toronto, Tampa Bay, and Seattle. So there you go.
Yeah, it's going to be a good race.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
12, 13 games left, I think, regular season, give or take. So it's coming down to the wire. Next weekend, the Braves will entertain the Mets head-to-head in Atlanta for a 3-game set to kind of the next to last series of the regular season, which will be obviously big games for both teams next weekend. But this weekend, the Braves, you said, are in Philadelphia, and the Mets are taking on the Oakland Athletics out in L.A.
Yeah,
in Oakland, I should say.
I think the Mets have the easier schedule from here on out, but you're going to have to beat good teams in the playoffs, so we might as well start doing it right now and just ride a little momentum. So I want him, Strider got that strained oblique. We got to get him well. I mean, I like that power pitcher in the playoffs.
Does anybody have anything for the Dodgers?
Yeah, I think the Dodgers are beatable. I mean, they're no better than they were last year. We knocked them off last year. I think there's 2 or 3 teams that could probably knock them off. I mean, there's no doubt they're talented.
Yeah.
I mean, top to bottom, they're strong. But as you see in the playoffs, good pitching is going to beat good hitting most of the time.
Yeah,
so,
almost every time.
Yeah, I like the Braves' chances against anybody across the board. Whoever we've got to take a chance at. And if you get in a 4-game set and the Mets get their pitching set right, where you got to face DeGrom and Scherzer, they can take out anybody as well. So Houston's a good team. The Yankees, if they get their bats hot, they'll be fine. But they've been kind of sporadic since the All-Star break. They've been terrible.
Aaron Judge almost last night. Did you see the highlight?
I did not see a highlight of the Yankees game last night.
He got caught on the warning track. He drove it deep. He almost got it.
2 doubles the night before.
Yeah.
So he's going to get there. I think there's no doubt he'll get to 61. I'm hopeful 62.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems like a good guy. Plays the game the right way. Head down, work hard. No back. He doesn't have to bat flip or anything else. He just puts his head down and goes around the bases.
When you're 6'7", you can swing that bat like a toothpick and run the bases. You ain't got to flip nothing.
No.
No.
Yeah, just let your work do the talking. I mean, he hits some shots.
Oh, some mortar shots, no question. So, anyway, he's at number 60. And, of course, if you're a Yankees fan, and I'm not, but if you're a Yankees fan, not a better team you want to do this against this weekend than the Red Sox.
That's exactly right. I was thinking how cool would that be if you're Aaron Judge to do it against the Red Sox?
Yeah.
If you can do it this weekend. So.
College football tomorrow, 3:30 kickoff, Tennessee, Florida. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we got a good shot. It's Florida, so we tend to step on ourselves and get in trouble every year against them. But we've got the talent to do it. And, it'd be interesting to see. We always make their quarterback look like an All-American. So Anthony Richardson, he's not looked like an All-American so far. So if he plays the way he has been playing, we're in good shape. But you never know. Our defense, has been on attack mode, so we need to continue to apply pressure, contain him in the pocket, and don't let him get out and run. We seem to struggle with those running quarterbacks.
For all the high-powered offense Florida's known for over the years, he's yet to throw a touchdown pass. I find that very interesting.
That's an interesting stat. Yeah. But like I said, we tend to make them. We can't tend to bring the best out of them. So until we beat them, I will say we're not a 7.5-point favorite. We've got the talent to be a 7.5-point favorite, but I need to see it.
When they see that blue and orange, something funny happens.
I mean, it might not be the players. It could just be something, the moon. Who knows? But we just seem to have trouble every year. I love the rivalry. I can't stand the Gators, but, I don't get overconfident playing against Florida. You can't.
Cover Bridge Days kickoff, 2 big concerts. You had the country show last night before, a big crowd. I think over almost 5,000 there for Big Daddy Weave and Crowder. So now we shift everything downtown for Cover Bridge Days beginning tonight, and then tomorrow night, and then Sunday. Let's see, tonight it's the Grascals, tomorrow night Ricky Skaggs, and then Sunday the Isaacs.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Carter County Bank's involved in what way?
We're the fireworks sponsor for Saturday night, so come down and watch Ricky Skaggs, and then we're going to put on a fireworks show, or the Park and Rec is going to put on a fireworks show just like they did for the 4th of July. So if you were down here the 4th of July and saw what a beautiful event that was, they're going to shoot them in the same spot right there. So you can see them from Harold McCormick, you can see them from the bank parking lot, you can see them from Food City parking lot. You know, if you can't get down there and you're not comfortable around the crowds, or you just don't enjoy the country music or whatever, you can just come out and just enjoy the fireworks show from on the periphery, and and then thank the Park and Recs for what they're doing.
We're 93 days away from Christmas. So at some point between now and then, there's going to be a tree lighting you guys are involved in, right?
November the 19th. We're excited about it. We're starting to put all that together. We've got most of it lined up. So we just got to nail down a few other things, and we'll be ready to roll. We're excited.
Yep, November the 19th, which will fall on a
Saturday. It's a Saturday before Thanksgiving. We try to do it there. We kind of asked about that, about moving it when we took it over, why the rationale was for then. And the chamber kind of explained to us they like to have it before Thanksgiving because there are people from out of the area that are only able to come into town for Thanksgiving or Christmas, and they want it to be lit up so that they can come experience some of the festivities if they're in town only for Thanksgiving.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it made a lot of sense. So we stayed before Thanksgiving. It used to be a Tuesday night, and there were some people that didn't want us to move it from a Tuesday night, but on Tuesday night it was its own event. So you came, you were there for 15, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever, and then you went home. And we wanted this to be a community event that led to more things. And with the partnerships with the Park and Rec, we have the tree lighting, which leads into another event, which last year was the Candy Cane Quest. We want people to make it a day to spend downtown, come shop, come watch the tree lighting, go take your family to the Candy Cane Quest, do all the things and just make a day in downtown. Don't just come spend 30 minutes to an hour with us. We want it to be a whole day. So it just made more sense on a Saturday.
Absolutely. November the 19th. Circle your calendar. Tree lighting ceremony downtown, brought to you by Carter County Bank. So good stuff.
Yeah, I think Miss Loretta's going to come sing with us again this year. So she always does a phenomenal job. So
yes,
and we're always excited about her. Love Miss Loretta.
Love her to death. She can sing it. I know you got to get to a meeting. Thank you for stopping by. So you're okay with the Braves? We're going to be okay?
Yeah, we're going to be fine. Right. Even if we don't win, we're still good enough, but it makes it a lot harder.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to win the division because you skip that first round, you got more home games, and
you get your pitching lined up. That's huge.
There's the key.
And if we can get our pitching lined up and the Mets can't, then I like our chances better.
Yeah. Doug Fritz joins us coming up next. Thank you, sir, as always. Thanks for being a sponsor of the show, man. Love it.
Happy to do it.
Oh, love it, love it, love it. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll talk to Doug Fritz. But first, here's Diana Hilton from Double C Western Supply on the Tom Douglas Sports Show. Double C Western Supply. Hey, dudes, you started with 600 pairs. You don't have 600 pairs now. You've been moving them.
They are selling, thankfully.
Yes.
Yes, we have a lot in the store. 600 pairs to choose from. 11 different styles for men, 14 different styles for women. And we do have some kids on the way. We ordered them. We've got the order, so we've got kids coming as well. This is some examples of the men's we've got in stock. All the men's are $65. Super lightweight, super comfortable, very supportive on your feet. And these are just some of the styles we've got. This is probably one of my favorites.
Mine too.
I love the pattern on it. It's they call it grade patriotic. So it's it's like the flag, but it's kind of not as bright where you could wear it with about anything. The black on black has probably been the most popular in men and women, with the black sole and the black top. So just a very neat look that would go with almost anything.
What size? How big a size?
Oh my goodness, we go up to 15s.
Oh, good. You got my size.
And we start with a size 7 in men's. So that would even cover a 7 in men's is a 5 in youth. So if you have a child that would want to wear those, they can be covered now. If they're a 5 in youth or bigger. That one they call a camo print, of course, with the brown and the tan and the greens and things. But also like this one, I like the ones that does not have the white sole where they're not getting as dirty. But that one has more of a grayish tan sole also. So yeah, we're very excited to have the Hey Dudes in, and a big variety and a lot of sizes to choose from.
All right, we got a couple more down here.
Okay, you want to do the women's?
Oh, we're just doing guys. That's right. We're just doing guys right now. There you go. Now,
Those are women's there.
show me this real quick.
Okay, just a few other accessories we have for the men. That is a just like a wallet or a money clip made by STS.
Okay.
Only $15 on those. They're full leather, 100% leather. Area is always has a patriotic flag, and this is one that they've done recently. Brand new. We've not had it long, and they sell fast. We were unpacking them and sold one like that. So a very popular design there on those wallets by Area. So we've got all kinds of things for men. I think where we started with women's clothing and jewelry, we it's hard to overcome that misconception, but lots of men's, probably more men's than women's, clothing, hats, caps, belts, boots, you name it, we can get you outfitted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Social media, how do we find you?
Social media, we're on Facebook. We also have a Facebook group page and Instagram and also TikTok.
You got it. Love coming here, folks. One of my favorite people in the whole wide world, the Double C Western Supply, first down in football. Again, great sponsor, Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show on Railroad Street in Elizabethton, Double C Western Supply. Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, let's go to the phone. He's there, our buddy Doug Fritz, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News, sports writer. Good morning, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. What a beautiful day for football. Beautiful night, man. It's going to be great. Little twinge of fall in the air. Not a little twinge. There's a twinge of fall in the air. It's supposed to be. We're into the autumn season now. So a great night for high school football at the halfway point of the regular season, which is hard to believe. So let's take a look at some of the games that we'll be reading about in the Johnson City Press Kingsport Times News. I would think the marquee matchup would be tonight at J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Dobbins Minute and Greenville. Again, both undefeated, both ranked in the state. Of course, Greenville's number one. DB is number 5, number 6. So how do you see that one tonight? Who's going to win that ball game in Kingsport?
It's one of those games where, there's a lot of information that these teams have put out, but there's just not enough, concrete stuff as to how the matchup will go. So, I think DB's got a good chance to win the football game. I think it'll be a good game regardless. I wouldn't be shocked if Greenville won by any stretch of the imagination, but I just think DB's got the type of team that can move the football, put points on the board against Greenville at a little better pace than Greenville's going to be able to do against DB. Now, it could come down, turnovers could sway that one way or the other, but if it's a clean game, I like DB, but I think it's a fantastic game and could be a lot of fun for the people at J. Fred.
I think you're exactly right. So that's game number 1 in Johnson City tonight. Science Hill hosting the Maryville Rebels. They got enough gas in the tank to knock off the Rebels or not?
I don't think so. I think if, Science Hill can run the football and move the chains and get first downs and shorten the game, I think they can keep it in the ballpark and have a contest going into the second half. I just think at the end of 4 quarters, Maryville's going to make too many plays. Their running back's going to break one loose and it's going to shift the field and change the momentum, and I think Maryville's going to win. I'm just interested to see if Science Hill can make a game of it for at least 2, maybe 3 quarters.
And we're back talking to Doug Fritz, sports writer, Johnson City Press. So you got Maryville, Science Hill, Greenville, Dobbins Minute. Sullivan East travels to Unicoi County tonight. Man, they're having a heck of a year in Irwin. The Blue Devils, do the East Patriots are kind of a high-powered offense. Is there enough gas in their tank to knock off Unicoi County, or do the Blue Devils win in Irwin tonight?
I'm kind of go back and forth on this one a little bit. I think East has got the capability of beating them. They were way ahead of them last year and let it slip away. They're going to remember that. I think that there's going to be a lot of points put up on the board in this game. I think it's going to be high scoring, come down to the last 2 or 3 possessions. And, I'm going to stick with Unicoi because they're undefeated and they're at home. But this is a game East could get.
So you're taking Unicoi County at home, and I understand that. They're undefeated, and we had Coach Rice on earlier in the week, and he he's very excited about this football team as well. He should be. Johnson County travels to Volunteer tonight. The Falcons are 0-4. Johnson County's 0-4, so somebody's going to be happy tonight in Churchill when those 3 goose eggs go up on the scoreboard as time expires. Who's going to be happy tonight, Volunteer or Johnson County?
Well, Johnson County's got a little bit of momentum from having played a really good game last week, and Volunteers had a lot of struggles this year. But I don't know. I just feel like that's the bigger school against the smaller school, and even though since they're both 0-4 and struggling, I'll go with the bigger school, and I think Volunteer gets off the deck and gets their first win.
Cloudland goes to Cosby tonight. Both of those teams are 1-0 in Region 1A. You like Cloudland on the road or Cosby at home?
I like Cloudland just because they've dominated this series, and it's been a long time since Cosby's beaten them. But if you look at the fact that Cosby's been able to score some points this year, and Cloudland struggled to find the rhythm and groove that they had last year, I think it could be a good football game. But I'll go with the Highlanders on the road.
Going with the Highlanders. And, of course, the game we're going to be covering down the road, both video and audio tonight. Elizabethton and Anderson County, they are 5-0 and ranked second in the state. Cyclones are 1-3, trying to find themselves, of course, in a rebuilding season. Got a big win last Friday night against Claiborne. So what do you think, Doug Fritz? Is there gas in the tank for the Cyclones tonight to I keep going back to that same phrase, can the Cyclones win tonight in Anderson County?
You know, Anderson County's just got a terrific football team. That quarterback is something else. He's the, you know, he's the real deal. I mean, he can flat out play. He can spin it. He can throw on the run. They've got the big receiver that can make plays down the field. Elizabethton's going to be hard pressed to keep them from scoring. And I think another thing is, I don't know if the Gavin No kid's back in the lineup or not. He's been out since I think he just played in the first game. He's been out with some kind of an injury. I don't know if he's going to be back. If he is, that makes things even tougher for Elizabeth. And I just don't see how Elizabethton is going to be able to score enough points to keep up with Anderson County. You know, Anderson County's defense is good too. So it's not. I mean, you got to score points and you got to do it against a good defense. And it'll be interesting to see if Elizabethton can move the football on them. But this is a tough sell for Elizabethton, and they're a sizable underdog, and it's going to be a hard game for them to win.
All right, tomorrow, Tennessee, Florida, 3:30 kickoff at Neyland Stadium. Again, they've won, 15 out of the last 16 or 16 out of the last 17 and 5 straight. Tennessee's the favorite, but who wins that game tomorrow, Tennessee or Florida?
No, it's Tennessee's game to win. I mean, unless they just come out and lay an egg, they should be the better football team, and they're going to score more points than Florida can manufacture. And I expect Florida's quarterback to continue his struggles and make some bad plays and bad decisions. And I think therefore UT's going to do some good things on defense. And if that happens, it could just be a blowout. I'm not really predicting a blowout, but I think Tennessee's going to win. Just think they've got too much offensive firepower for Florida to handle.
Well, I think it's an interesting stat. We talked to my previous guest, Andrew McKee, and the fact that Florida has yet to throw a touchdown pass. You know, and they're known for the high-powered, the fun and gun back when Spurrier was there and all the, the offense that they've shown over the years. And yet Anthony Richardson has yet to throw a touchdown pass in the first, 3 games. So I find that very interesting. I don't know if that'll continue tomorrow or not. How good and how strong is Tennessee's defensive secondary?
Well, I don't, I wouldn't put my eggs in the basket of Tennessee's secondary is going to make a big difference in this game and turn the tide or anything like that. I just think all Tennessee has to do defensively is just make 1 or 2 big plays. I mean, if they come, you think about it, if Tennessee's going to score as consistently as I think they're going to score, if they get a couple of extra possessions, it's Katie bar the door. I mean, Florida's in big trouble. So all they've got to do is come up with a tip pass that somebody picks off, or somebody knocks one loose, or Florida goes for it on 4th down. They come up with a key stop. Just 1 or 2 extra possessions is going to be too much for Florida to handle in this game.
We'll see now. Before I let you go, who's covering what tonight for the press and the Kingsport Times News? We read about in tomorrow's papers.
Well, we got, I think Johnny's covering the big game, DB in Greenville, and I've got Science Hill and Maryville, and we've got several other games we're getting to. So it's a good spread of high school football games, another Friday night buffet, and it should be interesting, especially in Kingsport, but also in Johnson City, because I think there's going to be a lot learned, and there's going to be some comparisons made from Dobbins Bennett to Science Hill. DB's got their eyes set on the big season, and a big season doesn't happen unless you find a way to beat Maryville. And so they're interested to see what Science Hill can do against Maryville, because I'm sure DB feels like that they're on even par or above boat on Science Hill. So
there you go. Great report, my friend. Thank you as always. We'll check in with you again next week, and we'll read about what all the great writers are going to be covering tonight in the ball games tomorrow in the Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News. Thank you, my friend. We'll talk next week.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate it.
Yep, good man right there, buddy. Doug Fritz, Johnson City Press, Kingsport Times News sports writer. We can't thank him enough for what he does and his staff and all the rest of the guys that work with us when they can, and they do it every week. And Tanner Cook, Jeff Birchfield, Joe Vento, and, of course, Doug Fritz and Kevin Mays on occasion. We got to get him on more, but we do thank all those guys for what they do. They do a wonderful job. Quick break. We'll be right back. We are live here. We are. Coming up next, Mr. Valentine's in the house. Yes, the band director from Elizabethton High School. He's going to join us coming up next year. Big festival coming up on October the 8th. We're going to be a part of. Can't wait. You got to be part of it. If you're a band parent or a fan of, Hampton, Happy Valley, Unaka, Cloudland, Elizabethton, we're running all the schools, Science Hill. They're all coming to town on October the 8th. We'll let him tell you all about that right after this break. We're live here again at Food City on a Food City Friday. Right back after this from the folks right here at Food City.
These are the hands that planted the seed and pulled the weeds and fixed the engine and harvested the crop and loaded the truck. What of all these hands do, nothing is more important than being a good neighbor. From the farm to Food City, local produce is all in a day's work.
Back on the Tom Miller Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. We are live. We're here again at Food City on a Food City Friday show, number 1707. There's Mr. Valentine. He's going to join us coming up here in just a second. I got to sell a few groceries, and that's what we do. And so it's the deals for days going on today and tomorrow. Deli Fresh mustard potato salad, $2.99 a pound. Classico pasta sauce, $1.99 a bottle or jar, limit 4 today and tomorrow. Also, you have moon. Are you like moon pies? You a moon pie guy?
I mean, I don't know many people who aren't.
He's country. I like it.
Yeah.
I like the beard, by the way.
Thank you.
Have you always had that beard?
Yeah.
Have you really?
Yeah.
I'm not paying any attention. So beard looks sharp on him.
It's all right.
Yeah. Does Mrs. Valentine like it?
She does.
That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mama's happy, everybody's happy.
That's right.
Mama ain't happy. Either you truck on or you fix it, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Moon pie. Moon pies for $2.99. You've got M&M's candy, stand-up pouch, $3.49 a pack. A couple of other things going on today, tomorrow. Hoist hydration drink, 69 cents for a 16-ounce bottle. Also, you have microwave secret popcorn, 18 packs to a box, $6.49. And these are awesome. Get these right here. Get you some of those Honey Crisp apples. Get you some Jif or Peter Pan or the Food Club brand peanut butter. Slice some apples. Put those on there. Whew, $1.99 a pound at all Food Cities. These are good at all Food Cities today and tomorrow. And one more, the Bakery Fresh Apple Stack Cake. 8-inch stack cake, $5.99 every day in the Bakery Deli. Got the ladies in the floor department coming up here in a few minutes. Also coming up top of the hour, going to be checking in with Jeff Beverly, breaking down Tennessee, Florida. Tonight we'll go on the road, Anderson County. Band, pep band, nobody going tonight? Okay.
Not tonight.
Nope, long way down, understand that. Anderson County, we'll go on there with the broadcast at 7 o'clock. Richard Van Ness and yours truly bringing it to you. We'll go video and audio tonight. They're letting us bring in a camera. So we're going to live stream it, video and audio. Won't have the Cyclone Network like we did last week. We'll next week, because next week's homecoming, right?
That's right.
The band will be there next week.
Oh, yeah, most certainly.
Let me tell you something. The Greenville football game, we're on this side of the stands, on the home stand. You guys on the other side, and it was so loud, it was almost tough to broadcast the game because you guys were belting it out. You guys were on. That was awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Oh,
yeah,
it was,
you pack that many horn players in a small space. Yeah, the home crowd got a full blast of us that night.
And
we even had a few Greenville parents reach out to us, Greenville band parents, talking about how we were effective in disrupting plays, and I don't know if we were actually effective, but we were loud, that's for sure.
Yeah, and proud, loud and proud.
Loud and proud. Oh yeah.
The Betsy band, they're awesome. So, not going tonight. We get that. Next week, homecoming. You'll be out there ready to roll for homecoming.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We'll be doing a standard night plus some special activities at halftime, recognizing the homecoming court.
Thought it was a nice touch last week. We honored the late Bill Scott, who passed away, a former band director, Elizabethan. You know, where you are in the success, it all started back here in the foundation with the Perry Elliott's and the Bill Scotts, and there's been other band directors, so nice touch to do that.
Absolutely. It was our privilege to be able to honor him that way, because he, even a lot of the kids that are currently in the band, their parents had Bill Scott as a band director. And some of them had a little bit of both. Some of them had Bill Scott and Perry. But yeah, Bill Scott's certainly well known in this part of East Tennessee.
Great touch. Now, big competition coming up on October the 8th. Cannot wait to be a part of this. We've MC'd and PA'd other band festivals. This is going to be a really, really special event. Tell us about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the idea was started as soon as I was hired. It was an idea that I think in a lot of ways they built the stadium for. They had it all laid out in their minds before they even they knew the things that they wanted. Mr. Van Huss and Dr. Minton, and they really wanted to make sure that we gave this a shot, and I really wanted to have it because it's a great opportunity for us to be able to get some other community, because we have a great venue. I mean, we just have one of the best venues in East Tennessee, especially for bands that are a little bit smaller, which are a lot of the bands in this area. There's not like a giant track or anything. There's not a huge distance between the field and the press box. So that makes it really, really conducive for bands to sound great in it. Bands always want to perform when they come to a football game at Elizabethan. So we just figured we would capitalize on that and give them a chance to perform when it's all about the band, as opposed to having to split time with the football team, I guess.
Yep. So it's October the 8th. It's the bands only, and here are the bands in no particular order. They're going to be there: Science Hill, Lehigh, Pigeon Forge, Hampton, Happy Valley's band, Unaka, Cloudlands band. All the Carter County bands are going to be there. He's got a special thing he wants to tell us about in a minute about that. West Ridge, John Battle, Ridgeview, Sullivan East, Chucky Duck, and South Green, and of course Elizabethan will be the exhibition band at the end. So, but I think it's really cool what you're doing to honor the bands in Carter County. Tell me about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we had an idea that it would be cool to, like when we went to Western Carolina last year, they always give a trophy to the highest scoring North Carolina band. So we just said, well, we're probably one of the closest competitions for a lot of the Carter County schools. Why don't we do the same thing for Carter County? So we're going to give a Carter County award that is going to be to the highest scoring Carter County band, regardless of class. So it doesn't matter how big or small. If they compete each other, they might not compete against each other in their classes, because we're going to have 5 separate classes of bands perform based on their size. But yeah, the highest scoring Carter County band will get a special award at the end of the night, and it's going to be pretty awesome.
That's cool. Going to be very, very nice. Nice touch. So all these bands are coming with their parents. It'll start on October the 8th in the afternoon. Is that correct?
3 o'clock will be the first performance, unless we have some surprise additions to the slate. But I don't think we're going to have any. I would say right now it's pretty solidly going to start at 3. We'll have a dinner break around 6:15. Kick back up again around 7:15, and then we'll go. And the award ceremony's at 9. We perform at 8:40.
Awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun, folks. You want to be there. Are tickets available yet?
They're not available yet. We are going to try to do some pre-orders on betsyband.com. This being our first year, we're having to take care of a lot of, I mean, there's a lot that goes into planning an event like this.
Oh, yes.
So we're working on some VIP type tickets that we could sell pre-order on betsyband.com, but we're not going to turn anybody away. It'll be $8 at the door and $5 for students, and then 5 and under are free.
Yeah, when you put on a band competition, there's a lot of folks behind the scenes with walkie-talkies getting this band ready, and this band's on deck, and this one's on a time limit, and get them in, get them on, because each band's going to be out there on a time limit, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We give them a 20-minute window to get everything on the field, perform, and then get everything off the field, which is pretty relaxed. Normally it's, most really competitive shows, it goes down to 15 minutes, but, it's still kind of early in the season, early October, and we don't want to stress anybody out about timing, so we wanted to give everybody enough time. But each band will perform in a 20-minute time slot.
First band competition for Elizabethton is next weekend?
Next weekend we're going to the Castle. We're performing at 8:30 at the Castle. We just found that out, and it should be awesome. We went down there and we were able to win that competition last year.
Yep. Who are your leaders this year in the band? Drum majors and different folks.
So our drum major is Zeta Harden, and she was the secondary drum major last year, but we had a senior and a sophomore, so now she's a junior. And I actually chose some field commanders. So we have some kids that they march a drill spot, but then when we need another set of conductor hands, they just step out and they get on a podium. And those are Kaya Harding, she's a senior, and Cooper Chenault, he's a sophomore. We have our drum captains this year, Jackson Humphreys and Elijah Wicker. Our color guard captain is Izzy McQueen. And I added two positions this year, brass captain and a woodwind captain. Our brass captain is Olivia Markley, and our woodwind captain is Dawson May.
Awesome. And these guys and ladies step up, and they've assumed the role of leadership and have taken a ran with it, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We did a whole week of leadership training this year, which was something I brought new, where we just taught them about how to be a good leader, how to build relationships, how to have awkward conversations with their peers when they're not pulling their weight.
Yeah.
We talked a lot about how when the students take ownership, the whole thing gets better. Because everybody expects me to fuss at them for not being able to play their music, but when their peers start fussing at them for not being able to play their music, now they know how serious we are.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. We had a girl move in from the county, and she one of the things she said at the end of first day of band camp was just like, "Why do these kids love band so much?"
There you go.
Like, well, it's just how we do it here in
That's how we do
Elizabeth.
it. Yeah, at the Betsy Band. It's awesome. This is the festival, or the competition is a fundraiser, is it not?
It is, yeah. We'll get all the proceeds from the concession stand as we normally do, and then of course we'll get the ticket sales. We're going to be selling programs, which will have featurettes about each band. They'll have a little spot where you can guess which band you think should win each class, and it'll give you a spot where you can write down what actually happened and save that. And then we'll have some of our corporate sponsors that have been great to us this year. We'll get some ad space in there, so be able to check that out and get everybody going to those businesses. And then of course we will sell the bandograms, which you'll get to announce for us.
Yep.
Shout outs to the band kids. And
Oh, yeah.
we'll have our first annual commemorative t-shirt that everybody can pick up that day, that's got all the participating bands on the back, and has a little bit of a little logo of the covered bridge, which we're going to make into a trophy for the Carter County Award, I believe. So yeah, it's going to be really cool. It is a fundraiser, absolutely, and it does cost a lot of money to kind of get started on the front end. So we would love to have a ton of community support, like we always do. Anytime we do anything, we have a ton of community support. But this will be a really great way to not only support our band, but also come out and support everybody.
I think it's really cool that you're incorporating the Carter County bands. They're smaller, but they're just as proud and just as excited about coming to the competition as the Science Hill, which is the big band, the bigger band. So Hampton, Happy Valley, Unaka, Cloud is going to be there on October the 8th. So if you're a fan of those schools and of their bands or both, you need to be there on October the 8th to support these folks.
Absolutely.
The concession stand, I know you guys got the concessions from the two concerts.
We did.
Crowder and Big Daddy Weave and the country show last night.
We did.
That helped.
Yeah, absolutely.
Takes a lot of money to put a band up down the road, doesn't it?
It sure does. Yeah, we rent 2 U-Hauls every time we have to go somewhere, and we have to pay a bunch of bus drivers and gas, and it's a lot, no doubt. And then of course when we go anywhere to stay overnight, like state championships, charter buses and hotel rooms, it gets very expensive very fast.
We missed the state championship last year by what, like middle points?
4/10 of a point.
4/10 of 1 point.
4/10 of a point, yeah.
Who won it? Signal Mountain?
Signal Mountain.
Yeah. So they're back this year. They went up or down in classification. They back.
They're back. They're a smaller school than us.
Okay.
Yeah, so they won't move up anytime soon.
Okay. So they're smaller, but a very good band. And so are they the barometer, or is it Elizabeth in the barometer?
Well, I guess we'll find out this year. I think maybe we'll find out this year. I'm hoping we'll find out this year. A little bit more about that.
Yeah.
Because last year was my first year, and I didn't really know the kids very well, and having to write a show for kids you don't know is kind of difficult. I had only seen YouTube videos of them playing. That's about the extent of my knowledge of them. Of course, there was also COVID, which I didn't know how much that they had done during COVID and how much that they had played or how much they got to perform. And so last year was definitely tough. Year one is getting to know me and getting to know them. And,
Sure.
And we still finished really well. I mean, we only got beat by 2 bands all year. It just so happens that one of them was at the state championship, and
Well,
they're really good. They went on to finish in the top 30 in the nation last year.
Signal Mountain did?
They did, yeah.
Well, in your situation, it's like a coach drawing up plays for a team he doesn't know about.
Right, absolutely, yeah.
So, but now you know your talent, you know your personnel,
Yeah.
and they know you, and so it's you feel good about this year's edition of the Betsy Band?
This year's edition is awesome. Yeah, absolutely. They are a lot more student-led, which is great. And they know me now, and they know my system, and they know that it works because they saw it work last year when they won some of the competitions that they went to. And yeah, we're really, really excited about this year. Very excited about getting to perform this show, which is a lot different than last year's show. It's a lot more involved, a lot more complicated. But yeah, it's a really cool. It might be one of my favorite shows I've ever taught in my career because it just was such a cool idea. Being hypnotized by our phones and our technology, and if you ever the one thing you won't get to see on Friday night is that we actually have different colors that we wear for the performance on Saturday. We'll wear a bunch of orange on Friday nights because we want to support our Cyclones, but then on Saturday we have completely different uniforms that we wear. So it's a pretty cool little thing that we do, and you'll get to see it at some point if you get to come to the competition, and we'll do the state send-off performance again like we did before.
There you go. Man, thanks for coming.
Of course.
Yep.
It's always great to be here and chat with you.
Oh, absolutely. Love the Betsy Band, folks. They're awesome. They do a great job. How many kids on a Friday night involved in the band?
We have 140 kids this year, 141 actually. Last Friday you saw the 8th graders were with us, so we had an extra 40. And we were a big family that night, 8 to 12. It was really cool.
Yep. And then coming up on Thursday of next week, final home football game for Tia Duggar against Greenville. It's 8th grade night, and guess who's going to be there? Mr. Lockhart and that great Tia Duggar band.
Absolutely.
Oh, they're awesome.
I know, it's great.
Yeah. He sets the bar for you, and he sends them one up to you, and they're ready to go, aren't they?
Absolutely.
Because it all starts down there with him.
Oh yeah.
He does a
Couldn't
great
do
job.
anything without that middle school band. So
No.
he does a great job, and those kids love band, and a lot of schools struggle between 8th and 9th grade of getting kids to join band after 8th grade, but we don't struggle with that. Those kids, they leave there, they love band, they're excited about being a part of the high school band.
They're dialed in, aren't they?
Yep, absolutely.
All right. Have a good weekend, sir.
Thank you so much.
We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Let's go back to Double C Western Supply. They got some Cyclone merchandise to sell you on Railroad Street here in Elizabethton on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
This one is a Cyclone t-shirt. I think we've got it in men's, women's, and children's sizes.
Okay.
Most of them average around the $20 range on the t-shirts for the Cyclone. So a pretty good variety of designs and colors and sizes and prints. So, and we do get those restocked fairly frequently if we don't have in what you need.
Do I have it on the screen? Can they
do.
see it? Okay, because I can't
That's
see what
the
I'm doing.
tie-dye Cyclone.
Yep. All right.
It's a Cyclone thing.
I like that. It's a Cyclone thing. Can they see that when I got it?
Let's move it
Vanna.
this way.
Just do
there
whatever.
You go.
There you go.
Now they can see it. So this one's actually long sleeve. So believe it or not, it's here. But unfortunately, we're going to have them maybe even this Friday night, right?
Maybe.
Some long sleeves and sweatshirts. This one's actually a kid's, but we've got it on adult sizes as well. So.
All right, there's that one. There's a couple more up here hanging.
Yeah. Another long sleeve, Elizabethan Cyclone. I like this one too.
I do too.
Yeah.
I got a lot.
Yeah, men or women be good for that one.
I'm going to probably have to get that one. So before I leave today. And then here's my favorite, because I'm a big fan of Charlie Brown.
Favorite. Oh yeah.
I love this.
Isn't that neat?
Yeah. Charlie Brown and Linus and Snoopy.
Yeah.
Cyclone hats on, Elizabethan Cyclones.
Yep,
that is too
they're
cute.
ready to play.
Yeah, they are. It's neat. This comes
Very
in
cute.
guys.
Yeah, I think I'm not sure what sizes we've got in that, but I do know we've got the adult sizes. I'm not sure if we've got the children's.
Yep.
So.
And there's a whole lot more over here, folks. We just showed you some of those Elizabethan Cyclone prints. So hours are open to the store.
Yeah, hours were open Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 6, Saturday 10 to 4. You can also find us on social media on Facebook, Facebook group page. We also have Instagram and TikTok. And then our website's doublecwestern.com, so you can find us there 24/7.
And we do have layaway.
We have layaway, yes. 60 days. You get 60 days to put it in layaway, which is great for Christmas coming up. We ask for 20% down. If you want to pay when your 60 days is up or whatnot, we'll work with you. So
pretty flexible.
Very flexible when it comes to the layaways. So.
Be loyal, buy local. Support
Yes.
these folks.
Yes.
They do a great job.
Even on the layaways, we try to, if you can't even make the 60 days, we'll try to work something out with
Sure.
you. Yeah.
Sure, that's the beauty of.
People use the layaway as their hiding place for Christmas time too.
Yep. Keep it here right to the last minute.
They do.
And that's the reason why you want to buy loyal and be loyal and buy local, is because it starts and stops right here with her. She is the owner. So there you go. As
we
always,
can pull strings, right?
we can make some things happen. You got to pull a few strings.
Yeah.
Great sponsor of Cyclone Sports and the Tom Douglas Sports Show, Diane, and the folks here at Double C Western Supply on the Railroad Street in Elizabeth, and again here on the Tom Douglas Sports Show and Cyclone Sports.
How about new furniture for only $1 a day? At Cannon's, you can get your new furniture for about $1 a day and pay no interest. Over 700 items for only $1 a day. Plus, it's all in stock. No waiting, and you could be enjoying your new furniture tonight. Come to Cannon's today and save.
Back on the Tom Douglas Sports Show again. We are live here at Food City on a Food City Friday. Christy and Brian Williams, we're going to miss the band tonight. Yes, we are, but we'll be ready to go. We're going to go on there at 7 o'clock with the broadcast. Richard Van Huss, yours truly, bringing it to you. Video and audio. We're live streaming it from the land of the Mavericks. We'll get on the road, get on down there here in a little while, and get ready for what should be a heck of a football game. Everybody says we'll get run off the field. I don't think so. This is me. Of course, I'm the eternal optimist, so I don't think so. I'm looking, as Coach Witten said yesterday, this is a business trip, and the business at hand is to take care of business, get down and get a W, as we're supposed to every time we play, and Anderson County's got the same mindset. Their job is to win their game tonight and go 6-0, number 2 ranked team in the state. Our job to go down there and find a way to win the ball game. You'll hear that from Coach Witt in the pregame comments tonight. So we'll go on air the broadcast again at 7 o'clock, video and audio. Just pray it works. You're on the road. We're at the Whims. I don't know if you all know this. I want to show you this real quick. I want you to understand what we do when we go on the road. This little rascal right here is the key to the whole thing. This is called a hotspot, and this is what we use. When it works, it's great. If it's hitting and missing, it hits and misses. The problem when you go on the road, just to tell you, as far as Wi-Fi, the problem is when there's a lot of people in one area using the same data, coming down what I was told is like a PVC pipe full of data, for example, and everybody's pulling off that data. And so once it's gone, it's gone. So you have a lot of people in a concentrated area using cell phones at the same time, either videoing. I don't know if it's homecoming tonight or not for Anderson County. If it is, a lot of folks be on there shooting video. But bottom line is there's so much data that you can pull out of that little PVC pipe. And so once it's gone, it's gone. So people always ask me why we have trouble on the road, because this is it right here. Now at home, we're hardline with the Wi-Fi, hardwire, whatever you call it, hardline. So it's no problem at Citizens Bank Stadium. But on the road, we literally this is it. So, and ain't it, I mean, it's not a thing. Not good English. Not a thing I can do about it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So we're praying it works tonight because we want to bring you the broadcast at 7 o'clock. Again, kickoff at 7:30 from Anderson County High School, the home of the Anderson County Mavericks. All right, here we go. More of the goodies going on. Food City Fresh, 80% lean ground chuck. Man, I'd love to have a grilled out burger this weekend. You talking about good. May crank up my grill and do that. $1.99 ground chuck. There it is. Ground chuck, $1.99. So when you get $25 of the store brand items, without it, it's still $2.99. Still a great deal. $2.99 per ground chuck. $1.99 if you spend $25 on buying different Food City brand items. Also, you got the Honey Crisp apples for $1.99 a pound today and tomorrow. Little Debbie snack cakes for $2.79. We like the Nutty Buddies. Whoo, I can wear them things out. $2.79, limit 4. Also, the apple snack cake, bakery fresh, 8-inch each, made in the bakery deli for $5.99. There it is, the apple snack cake. Great for a fall evening. It's going to be a little cool tonight. It's great. Man, does it not feel good outside today? Whoo, it feels good. JFG coffee, $5.99 for the canister, limit 4. Those are some of the specials going on today at all Food Cities. Now, the floor department ladies going to be here in a little while. They got muns, got all kinds of goodies. How about this right here? Here's a little pumpkin, says blessed. Some of the gifts you can buy. Price point on that is, that's neat, less than $12.99. All right, here is a kitty cat made out of pumpkins. If you like kitty cats, there you go. Top and bottom are made out of pumpkins. And then here is the old truck for the fall. It's not a red truck, but it's a truck full of pumpkins. There's something really cool, decorative as well. The old truck. So those are some of the goodies going on that you can buy right here in the floor department at all Food City locations. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll check in with Jeff Beverly. He's going to break down the Tennessee-Florida football game. He is. We'll take a break, see what he thinks about the Big Orange beating and stopping the 5-game winning streak for the Florida Gators. We'll do that right after this timeout. We are live. We're on the road again. We are. We're here again at Food City in Elizabeth on the Food City Friday here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. We'll be right back after this from one of our great sponsors, making it go. The good folks from, did I hit the right button? I did not hit the right button. The Future Farmers of America at Elizabethton High School.
Elizabethton FFA makes a positive difference in the lives of students by developing their potential for premier leadership, personal growth, and career success through agricultural education. It's more than learning about cows. It's becoming the problem solvers for the next generation. We are the future biologists, chemists, computer programmers, journalists, teachers, electricians who will feed our future. By creating a family atmosphere, the Agriculture Department, especially FFA, can become your home away from home. Through contests, leadership events, fun trips, and chapter activities, FFA is a great way to learn about the world while developing yourself into the best person you can be. We invite you to enroll in an ag-based course and be active in Elizabethton FFA. We'll save you a seat.
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Let's go to the phone. He's there, our buddy Jeff Beverly. Good afternoon, Bevo. How you doing, sir?
Hey, I'm doing good, Tom. How about you?
I'm doing great. How many years we been together, sir?
Oh, let's see.
Yeah.
It goes back to 88, I think.
Yeah, 1988. He was my first sideline reporter. So way back in the day, and I was doing Dobbins Minute. Jeff was my first sideline reporter. Did a phenomenal job, and he kind of set the bar for everybody else. He was awesome and still is. He's going to break down the Tennessee-Florida game. Let's take a look real quick at the other SEC games involving the East teams, and then, of course, this is the Southeastern Conference in general. Top-ranked Georgia, Kent State. Checkbook game tomorrow for the Bulldogs in Athens?
Yes, absolutely. I think Kent State's a pretty decent team, actually, but Georgia right now, they've separated themselves from everybody else, including Alabama.
You think they're better than Alabama right now?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I
right.
really do. I think they're better than the team that won it last year. I didn't think that was going to be really possible with all the people that lost on defense, but I think their defense is even better. And Stetson Bennett has really come into his own. Tons of confidence at the quarterback position. He's not necessarily the most talented, not the fastest player or whatever, but he's just one of those guys that knows how to win a ball game.
Missouri at Auburn. We have problems in Auburn, do we not? The Eagles, they're not happy down in Eagle Land, are they?
No, that's going to be a really interesting game to watch tomorrow, Tom, because Ryan Harsin is under so much fire, and his seat is about as hot as it can get right now. And Auburn really, I think they went into last week's game thinking they could put up a good fight with Penn State, and they really weren't competitive with Penn State. And Penn State's a good team, but they're not that good. And so Auburn's really, really gone in the tank. T.J. Finley's out with the injury now. The backup, Calzada, that transferred from A&M, who led A&M to upset Alabama last year, he transferred to Auburn. Now he's out for the year with a medical surgery. So they're down to just two scholarship quarterbacks, and neither are really good options, I don't think, for them. So they're going to struggle. Missouri's not very good either, and is at Auburn. But mentally, we'll see where this team is at. But it would surprise me to see Missouri upset them tomorrow. And if that happens, then I think Harsin gets fired Sunday. But
really,
not a good situation if you're an Auburn fan.
You think he's on that slippery of a slope? They'll just let him go if they get beat by Missouri on Saturday. You think he's gone?
I think so.
Wow.
And that used to never happen, but it's already happened, 2 or 3 times this year already.
Yep.
Coaches getting fired in September. That used to never happen. So it's changed, for right or wrong, it's changed. The dynamic has changed with these people. And, that seems to be the scuttlebutt that if somehow Missouri comes in there and beats them, then Harsin will be looking for a new job.
Yeah, Nebraska, Scott Frost gone, Herm Edwards, Arizona State gone. So yeah, Auburn, that's a big time program, as we know, and of course a very tradition rich. So they're not getting it done. So he is very much on the hot seat. Number 16, Ole Miss in the Southeastern Conference, hosting Tulsa. Checkbook game for the Rebels tomorrow afternoon.
Well, not as much as you might think. Tulsa's pretty good.
Okay.
Ole Miss has, they've sort of hung their hat on defense and running the ball this year, as opposed to letting it fling a lot like Kiffin's done in the past. So that should be a good ball game. They went in and destroyed Georgia Tech last week, but I don't think Georgia Tech's very good. So we'll see what Ole Miss does. But Ole Miss will have to play. They can't just show up and win that. They'll have to play.
So the Ole Miss Rebels will be there in Mississippi tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow night, the night games, you have 8th-ranked Kentucky hosting Northern Illinois in Lexington. Checkbook game for the Wildcats.
That's a checkbook game, yes.
Yeah. South Carolina hosting Charlotte. Gamecocks, don't know about them. They're kind of the mystery team. 7:30 tomorrow night in Columbia. Gamecocks or Charlotte?
South Carolina should win that one. If they don't, then Shane Beamer's seat's going to get really hot quickly as well. But and Charlotte's a decent team, for that division, but South Carolina should handle that one tomorrow.
LSU's got New Mexico, LSU at Tiger Stadium. Of course, the story, we haven't had a chance to talk about it today, but LSU's been put on probation by the NCAA for recruiting violations during COVID. So self-imposed, but on violation, or rather on probation nonetheless. So does that have anything to do with that game tomorrow, the outcome against New Mexico? Is that a checkbook game?
Yeah, I don't think it will affect the game tomorrow. That should be a checkbook game for LSU. And, they trying to get some things healthy and trying to get some things worked out before they really dive into Southeastern Conference play. That was a surprise last week. They beat Mississippi State. Not necessarily that they beat them, but they beat them sort of easily. I think a lot of people thought Mississippi State would go into Baton Rouge. They were favored, and they might go in there and get that W. But LSU played really well in the second half.
Number 2, Alabama hosting Vanderbilt. Checkbook game in essence for Alabama, probably.
Shouldn't be much of a challenge for Alabama. No. If that's a challenge tomorrow, then Alabama's got real issues, which I don't think that will be the case.
Then you have the game involving the ranked teams. Number 10 Arkansas at number 10 or at number 23 Texas A&M. The 2023 Tennessee schedule came out. Texas A&M will be coming to Knoxville next year, but tomorrow night they're hosting the Razorbacks again at Texas A&M. Again, Texas A&M are not hosting, but it's going to be a neutral site. Texas A&M and Arkansas. Who wins that one tomorrow night?
That should be a dandy football game. A&M bounced back last week after getting beat by App State a couple weeks ago. They bounced back and played pretty well against Miami last week. So that was an important game for them as far as setting the stage for the rest of the year. I think they're still like an 8-4 team probably, but the game tomorrow night will be really, really close. I think it's going to be a head knocker kind of game, but I look for Arkansas to pull that one out.
NCAA placing LSU's football program on 1-year probation issued a 3-year show cause against a former assistant coach who says he admitted to meeting with the prospect and giving him team gear during a COVID-19 recruiting dead period visit, which you weren't supposed to do back then, we all know. So his name is James Craig, Cregg. He got fired back in June of 2021 after he admitted he violated NCAA rules. So LSU has already self-imposed a $5,000 fine, which is nothing, a 1-week prohibition in recruiting, which is nothing, and reductions in official visits and evaluation days. So, $5,000 for a college that's making bukus of money is like handing you a $5 bill. So probably not a whole lot to that, but NCAA did it nonetheless. My question is, before we get into the Tennessee-Florida preview, what kind of teeth does the NCAA have anymore? Because a lot of these schools are saying we're going to bypass them, we're going to go and create our own conference, and we don't need the NCAA. So when they come down on a program, I mean, how tough is that right now?
Well, I think what we're seeing is sort of a shift away from just penalizing the school and penalizing current players. That they definitely called out the former coach, and rightfully so, but just sort of gave the school a slap on the wrist. And that seems to be the direction they're going in, because I think they are losing a lot of credibility over the years. And I think for Tennessee fans, their NCAA case is still to be decided, but I think this is sort of a precursor of what we might see for the Tennessee case. Obviously, Jeremy Pruitt's going to get handed probably a 3 or a 5-year show cause. Some of his coaches probably will be as well. And I think Tennessee self-imposed behind the scenes. They self-imposed a lot of things LSU did. They didn't go to a bowl game that one year. Pruitt's last year, they were eligible to go to a bowl and chose not to. Said it was COVID, but I think that was behind the scenes. They just elected not to go. Scholarship reductions. They only had about 65 scholarship players last year. So I think some of these self-imposed things behind the scenes have already happened. So when Tennessee's case finally comes up, I think you'll see similar results there. But I think that's the direction the NCAA is going to go, is to, and that's what's been talked about for years. A coach come in there and mess up a school, and he goes off wherever, and the school still has the issue, and still has the penalties.
Yep.
I think that's shifted. I think the penalties going to follow the coach more so, and it should. And so, I think for Tennessee fans, that's something to be on the lookout for as a sort of a new precedent for how their case will be handled at some point.
I think you're exactly right. We're talking to Jeff Beverly, again, previewing the Tennessee-Florida football game tomorrow at 3:30. So let's break it down. Let's go. Tennessee, Florida. Florida's won 5 in a row, and 16 out of 17, if I'm right, or 15 out of 16, but it's been a bunch. So what do you do tomorrow if you're Tennessee to break that string?
I think you just play smart football. Don't turn the ball over. A lot of times we've talked about, in close ball games, turnovers are such a big key. If Tennessee can avoid the turnovers tomorrow and play their game, I think they'll come out on top. They've had this long history, but the thing about it is, it wasn't this coaching staff. It wasn't these coaches. But for the most part, it wasn't these players. So, I think if they've mentally done a good job of compartmentalizing that and saying that's in the past, can't do anything about that, but it's not going to affect us going forward, I think they should be in good shape. They're a better team than Florida. Of course, they've been a better team 3 or 4 times over the last few years and not won the game. So we all know how that goes. But I think in this case, Coach Heupel and his staff seem to have just such a good handle on player development, on game time situations, game scheming, game planning, all those kinds of things. I just have a lot more confidence in his coaching staff than any coaching staff really since Kiffin, and even probably going before that. But definitely a very winnable and should win game tomorrow for Tennessee. A couple of keys. We'll see how Anthony Richardson does for Florida.
Yep.
He looked great against Utah that first ball game, but since then against Kentucky and South Florida, he looked very, very average at best. And he doesn't throw the ball real well. He does run the ball. However, he got nicked up in that Kentucky game, so they didn't run him much in the second half against Kentucky. and didn't run him much last week against South Florida. Like he only had 24 yards against South Florida last week. So I think he's sort of nicked up a little bit. We'll see how healthy he is. The bigger key for Florida probably is going to be their linebacker, Ventrell Miller. He missed last week's game. Been a lot of rumors and reports that he's going to try to play tomorrow, but other reports saying that he's not anywhere ready to play tomorrow with his ankle. So we'll see. Even if he does play, he's not 100% for sure. So he's the key to their defense. If he's able to play and stay in the game and play well, that'll make the game closer. If he's not in game, I think Tennessee will take a real advantage of that, like South Florida did. I mean, South Florida ran for over 200 yards on them last weekend, and they're not a very good team. They're not a very good defense. They're not a very good offense. Tennessee is better across the board than South Florida, and South Florida was a box snap away from winning that ball game last week. So I think Tennessee's much better in all phases of that, and don't play at home. Unless they turn the ball over, or Richmond just has an unbelievable game. I think Tennessee wins, 10 to 14 points.
So let's talk about the X Factor. All these guys, we've talked about this, all these players know they've lost 5 in a row. They've lost 16 out of 17 to the Gators. They walk on the field tomorrow, whatever color their uniform's going to be, blue, white, whatever. They're across the field. They walk in a little swagger. The psychological advantage is Florida because they've won it and they continue to win it. So how does this year's team get around that, get over the hump mentally, and look across the field and go, oh, gosh, it's Florida. Here we go again?
I think it's back to the head coach and his attitude. You remember, well, it's probably for your time being down here, but back when Coach Majors came back to Tennessee, he had such a desire and anxiety about Alabama. Tennessee could play great all season, but against Alabama, they were sort of the same thing. Fulmer came in. He didn't have Alabama. In fact, they beat Alabama 9 years in a row back in our heyday. And I think Fulmer won 13 out of 17 against Alabama. So Alabama wasn't the same, but Florida was. I think Spurrier got under Fulmer's skin so much, and it was so much intensity and just, they just got tight for the Florida game. So the Alabama game became the Florida game in the 90s and 2000s. So this coaching staff, I don't think they don't have any history of that, right? So, of course, Majors was there for 16 years, a lot of history with those, continually playing those programs. Coach Heupel's come in without all that history. Now he's, taking on the traditions, all those kinds of things. But he's not going to be uptight about it the way Fulmer and the way Majors were against those programs, Alabama and Florida. So I think Heupel has come in and said, our schemes work. Our players have bought in. We're not full yet, obviously. We got to get more recruiting classes. We got to get more depth. We got to get better players. But our system has worked. I mean, who would have thought when he was hired 18 months ago that he'd already have Tennessee right at the edge of the top 10?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody would. So, he's come in and really, really done a super job of turning the program around and getting them in position to have the kind of game they're going to have tomorrow. Game day's there tomorrow. It's so hyped. They're telling everybody to get there even earlier than normal. It's going to be an amazing atmosphere tomorrow. And Florida's first road trip, first time that Richmond's ever started on the road. So all those factors going together, I think there's just so much momentum right now for Tennessee. Anything can happen in a ball game. We've seen it. Ask Notre Dame with your Marshall buddies taking care of that situation. Anything can happen in a ball game for sure. We've seen it time and time again. But Tennessee's the better team. They've got the momentum right now. And with this coaching staff, I have a lot of confidence. We'll see if that confidence is well placed. But I have a lot of confidence in this coaching staff to put those things aside, put the history where it is. It can't be changed. But let's turn this momentum and start making new history, new streaks for the Tennessee program.
You got it. Starts tomorrow, 3:30 kickoff. Again, ESPN College Game Day. It'll be apparently a nuts, crazy atmosphere in Knoxville again at Neyland Stadium. So Tennessee and Florida, give me a final score. What do you think it's going to be, sir?
I'm going to say Tennessee 34, Florida 23.
34-23, Big Orange. All right. I'm supposed to give one too, aren't I? So.
Right.
All right, you did 34-13. I'm going to go Tennessee wins 28-24. 28. I'll go 28-17, Tennessee.
I would take either one of those two. And I'm perfectly happy.
All right. Dobbins at Greenville tonight. Who wins Hammond to J. Fred?
Ooh, that's going to be a good ball game. I so wish I could go to that. I've got another commitment. I can't go to that game. I wish I could. That'll be a good ball game. Greenville, we know. Greenville's, you've seen them up close. They're a very solid team. DB, I've seen them play once this year. They're a solid team. That should be a real good game. It's at J. Fred, so I'll give the home field advantage to DB.
Yeah, I will too. Seen Greenville, they're good. DBs, I'm not seeing, but yeah, you're at J. Fred, and that's a whole different animal. We know that after all those years we were there. So, and it's probably more imposing now with the stadium and the band than it was before. So, yeah, DB, I think we'll get Greenville that one tonight. Of course, I'll be there, except I have another commitment as well. I'm going down the road to Anderson County to see if the Cyclones can knock off the number 2 ranked team in the state on their home field. We beat them last year 27-7, 35-7, but you know the old saying, that was last year. This is a brand new year, and you know this. When you win, everybody wants you. You're going to get everybody's best shot.
Oh, absolutely.
And everybody wants to plow you under. You know, when you win state championships and you talk about it, and we should, and brag about it, and we should. We're very proud of that fact, and state runner-up. Everybody wants to plow you under because they're tired of hearing about it, right? Right. I can tell you, yes. Yeah.
And that'll be a great ball game down there, too. And there was a great ball game in Alcoa last night. You know, Knox West beat Alcoa 29-26.
Yep.
And Alcoa was thrown in the end zone on 4th down from about the 7 or 8 yard line there right at the end of the game, and West intercepted in the end zone. So great ball game down there last night. So we're getting in the middle part of the season for high school and getting the first third here for college, and it's really fall weather. You know, it's going to be cool this weekend, and the fall rolled in yesterday. So it's that time of year, Tom.
You got it. The late John Ward would say, it's football time in Tennessee, and it's football time in Elizabeth tonight. Jeff, thank you, my friend. Great job. We'll talk to you next week, all right?
Yeah, sounds great, Tom. Have a good weekend.
Yep, you got it. Good man right there. Appreciate it very much, our buddy Jeff Beverly. Oh, yes. Appreciate him doing a wonderful job. He's got Tennessee winning 34-13. I got him beating the Gators 28-17. All you really need is one more point than the other team, so you can pick all you want. But at the end of the day, if that other team has one more than you do, or we have one more than they do, that's really all that matters. Cyclone football, 7 o'clock airtime, video, audio live from Anderson County, the home of the Mavericks. It is a wild place to go to, and I'll say that complimentary because it is very much a home field advantage. Folks don't like to go down there because of the atmosphere they create. That's what they want. They want folks to come down there and be intimidated or be, annoyed or whatever. It's like the band gets to me, this gets to me, the PA gets to me, whatever. That's what they want. So, as Coach Whitten said, you block that stuff out. If you're a player and if you're a fan, you block it out. And you go down there and watch and cheer for the team and see what happens. But, yep, it's I wouldn't say it's an intimidating situation, but it's different for high school. I mean, it's, they want you to be uncomfortable when you get there, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's called home field advantage. It's the same in Citizens Bank Stadium, probably not to the degree that they do down in Anderson County, simply with some of the things they do. But, there'll be fireworks literally right before the game. And, I mean, they put out a pretty good show, or put on a pretty good show. And so, we'll see what happens tonight. In between the chalks where it's going to matter, they have two guys. Martinez, the quarterback, is out of this world good. And then Gavin Noe, the big bruising running back, he's been hurt. I don't know. I'm sure he'll be ready for Elizabeth. I think as we always get everybody's best shot. So I would assume he'll be ready to go tonight till we hear otherwise. So, yes, it'll be a very tall task for the Cyclones. But, again, we're getting better each week. We showed that last week. Everybody's, wow, with Granger, they're no good. 47 points is 47 points. I don't care how you look at it. You got two quarterbacks now. You got a two-headed monster throwing touchdown passes. You got Teddy Orton having an incredibly good game last week. He was one of the top players of the week in the area. So Jeriah Griffin caught a touchdown. Blevins caught a touchdown. You've got Nate Stevens running the football like he's not done in a long time. You got Cade Russell back there. Looks like I don't know if he's 100%, but he sure looks like he's a whole lot better off after that knee surgery. Takes a while to bounce back from that. So, we got Eli Williams back tonight, I think, our linebacker. I think that's the story. He was out last week. So there's a lot of storylines. So, but the bottom line is when the gun goes off at the end of the night, you need one more point than they do. And that's what they say as well. So we'll see. 7 o'clock tonight. We'll go on air the broadcast kickoff at 7:30 from Anderson County High School, home of the Mavericks in Metro Knoxville. All right, the verse of the day. We always dedicate our show to the man that hung on the cross today. Certainly no different. So let's get to that right now. And let's see. It is Psalms 106, 1 and 2. Listen to this. Isn't that awesome? Then we got the ladies from the Florida Department coming up next. Camille's coming and Brittany's coming. Psalms 106, 1 and 2 says, Praise the Lord. Oh, give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. Oh, yes. For his mercy and loving and kindness endures forever. Verse 2, who can put into words and tell the mighty deeds of the Lord? Or who can show forth all the praise that is due him? That's awesome. Psalms 106, 1 and 2 is the verse of the day. By the way, before we go to the break, big thank you yesterday to Westside Elementary School. Got a chance to go in and read to Miss Victoria Nanny's kindergarten class. We had a blast. Those kids are great. We read about Splat the Cat, and it's fall, and so we learned that in the fall, different animals do different things. Ladybugs, I don't know if you knew this, ladybugs will go inside of pine cones in the fall when the weather gets cooler. Frogs go down the bottom of the lake and burrow into the mud. Raccoons try and find a home in an old pine or an old empty tree log. Let's see. The squirrels, of course, collect acorns. The geese fly south. We learned all that yesterday in the, as we said in the book, It Is Fall. Then we did one about Splat the Cat, and the kids were great. We asked questions, and they were very alert and answered. So we had a good time at Westside Elementary School. We're working out, going to some other schools and reading too. I love reading to the kids. I think it's cool. I love going and doing it, and it's just a lot of fun. That's our future. And so anytime I get a chance to go read to kids, in this case, kindergarten class, then we're going down to Eastside Elementary in the near future, being Miss Duggar's class. She's got that worked out. I think I'm going to Harold McCormick and read. And I think we got some folks have asked me to come out in the county and read at some of the schools in the county, which I'll do that. I'm only there. I'll say come read to the kids. I'm only there, 15, 20 minutes, I'm gone. So it's not a whole day thing. But it's a lot of fun. I love it. So anyway, big kudos to Dr. Wright and all the folks yesterday at Westside Elementary, including the kindergarten teacher herself, Miss Victoria Nanny. We appreciate her very much. All right, quick break. We'll be right back. They're here. Oh, boy. The girls are in the house. The ladies are here. We'll talk some flowers. Man, look at those mums. Those are gorgeous. You want to see some beautiful flowers from the #1 floral department in the entire chain of Food City? It's right here in Elizabeth, and they join us next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. One of our great sponsors on Cyclone Football, again, the great folks at Ivy Hall Nursing Home. Joseph Taylor, tell us what it's all about.
Yes, sir. We specialize in short-term rehab or long-term care. We accept all major insurances. We accept Medicare, Medicaid. What we really love is people that come in that have had a knee replacement, hip replacement, come to Ivy Hall for some inpatient rehab. We have physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy. We have a full-time respiratory therapist. And Tom, you can see I'm a big guy, so you know I like food. I know good food, and Ivy Hall specializes in home-cooked meals, three good meals a day. You can catch me every day right at the door getting my tray myself.
There you go. That's awesome. How do we find out more about Ivy Hall on social media?
Yes, sir. We have a Facebook page, Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Facebook, or a website, ivyhallnursing.com.
One of our great sponsors, folks. Glad to have them on board. Ivy Hall Nursing Home on Cyclone Sports and the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Need help finding that perfect gift? Jeweler's Bench provides the highest quality jewelry at incredible prices, providing unique jewelry for all occasions. With our own jeweler in-house, we offer custom-made pieces, as well as general maintenance and repair services. Whether you're shopping for yourself or someone special, we can help make your holidays sparkle. Always remember, you get more for your money at the Jeweler's Bench.
From our family to yours, we would like to thank you for supporting our business for over 20 years.
And as always, we wish you
a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thanks for being with us. They're here. The ladies are in the house. There's Miss Brittany, and Camille's going to join us as well. Hi there. Hello, the floor department. So microphone, we're going to let you go first.
Okay.
That way for the sound. So last time they said they couldn't hear us, we're going to let you be first.
Okay.
And then we'll let you jump and let y'all switch seats so that way Camille doesn't have to yell. So there you go. Oh, Stacy.
Photobombing.
Oh, Stacy. Look at you. The Buckeyes. Oh, baby.
She's just.
Oh, baby. This will be lunch and breakfast combined.
Yeah,
so
there you go. Those are good.
I ain't got time to eat. I'm going to Anderson County. So here we go. This is my lunch. You want one?
You go.
Jump
No,
in and
I'm
grab
good
one.
right now.
Camille, jump.
Good right now.
All right.
You.
Well, I'm going to get one. So
You get it.
I was trying
You
to
go for it.
I was trying to be a Southern gentleman. I offered you.
Yeah, you did.
You snooze, you lose. I'm
Yeah.
on this now. Here we go. All right, let's go. Let's talk
All
flowers.
Right, so I had to bring our one of our mums over here.
Mom.
These are $5.99 and they're in our ad. We have several different colors. We have purple, red, rust, yellow. I've got a yellow one over here too.
I'll be your Vanna.
But they're so pretty and they're starting to bloom out now, really good and full, and they're gorgeous.
I bought two of these last week, put them on the front porch. They are gorgeous.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, they've all come in looking really good this year.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Karen, we'll have audio and video tonight. Looking forward to it. We're going to be streaming audio and video. So that's one. Let's do the canary yellow one.
Sorry, they're a little wet. We gave them
Little bath.
water this morning. Yeah.
Give them a little drinking. Look at this, folks.
Yep. Is that not so pretty?
It is pretty.
And it's just now starting to open up.
Mm-hmm. How much are these price point?
$5.99.
$5.99.
Yeah, and that's a really good price. They're big too. And we also have some bigger 8-inch ones out there. Those are $12.99. And then I've got great big ones that are 3 different colors out there. They're absolutely gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
And those are $24.99. And those are going pretty fast.
Mm-hmm. All going fast.
Yeah, they're so pretty.
Yes, I'm eating this Buckeye. Got stuck in my teeth. Don't care. I'm country. Don't care. Here we go. Look at this. This is gorgeous.
So I had to bring one. This is one of our inside mums. It's different than the ones outside, but these are the tri-colored ones, and these are $12.99.
Wow.
And we just got those in the day before yesterday, and they are so pretty, and they're selling fast.
Those are absolutely gorgeous. Any lady would like to have that, wouldn't they?
Oh yeah, you can even just buy it for yourself and set it on your table.
Yes.
I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous.
I like to call this segment "If You Don't Believe There's a God" segment. ... Because look here, this is the way it came.
Yeah, it's
they're grown, absolutely worthy of everything. Every step we take, every time a heart beats, every time we do anything, it's him. He runs the show, folks. No, he doesn't. Oh, yes, he does too. Yes, he does. I know people, as I've said many, many times, folks I know that went to bed, didn't wake up. He controls everything. Your next breath, your next thought, everything. He's in control. He didn't control your thoughts, but he does control your next breath and your next step. Absolutely. So, anyway, big thanks. We're gone. Thank you again for being with us. We'll rejoin you again at 7 o'clock from Anderson County. Again, thanks for being with us. And again, we'll tell you as always, bloom where you planted and win or lose, be a good sport. Thanks for watching show number 1707 from Food City here in Elizabethton on this Friday, September the 23rd. Absolute gorgeous day in the neighborhood. We'll see you back here at 7 o'clock for Cyclone football. Till then, as always, we'll say win or lose, be a good sport.